Hey, welcome to Complex Mind, Simple Man. Whatever brought you here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If it's because you're curious, because you saw the thumbnail, just want to see what I'm talking about. If you watch my content on, I would say regular basis, but I don't record regularly. Or if we were having some type of dialogue on another platform and I invited you here to see what I'm talking about, whatever brought you here, again, thank you. My name is Theus, and my channel, Complex Mind, Simple Man. If you feel like it, hit the subscribe, or like. Definitely give me some comments. I like comments. I'm just getting started, I guess you could say. But anyway, Complex Mind, Simple Man, Project 2028. What is this about? All right. So this is really a matter of letting people see what I'm talking about so that they don't have to engage in an individual conversation, or they have something they can build off of when they want to ask me questions. Right. I've been looking, and Project 2025 was put out by the Heritage Foundation and the MAGAs and affiliated ideas or personages or what organizations, whatever, right? And we see what it's doing. They told us what they were going to do. They're enacting what they said they were going to do, and many of us are not pleased with how that's rolling out. Whether it be because they are missing, or they have family members or themselves that are missing food, or in danger of losing their medical care, or their cost of medical insurance is about to skyrocket. If it's the mass roundups and the dehumanization of our fellow neighbors and citizens, if it's whatever it is, there's a lot of things about Project 2025 that many of us do not like. But here's the thing, though, at least there's a plan, and it's robust, and it's touching a lot of different places. And I'm looking, the Democrats don't have one. Like, even now, after all of this, you still don't have one. Even now, after all of this, we still don't have a medical plan, like an insurance plan, that's being presented by the Democratic Party, other than to say, let's keep the band aid that they put in place going. The Affordable Care Act was not a full plan. It had issues. Right, we all know it started off as Romney Care, which I don't care, right? But it started off as Romney Care, and because the president at the time thought that they were going to have too much opposition, which he was right, because they had sworn they were going to oppose any and everything he did. But he put this halfway thing out there, right? No public option, no real controls, nothing that really helped the people. What it really did was it made insurance more accessible to people, but it didn't fix what was wrong with the insurance industry or how it interacts with us. And it didn't even try. Right. So basically it created a feeding line to lead us all down this line so that the insurance companies can make more money without really being tasked on doing better by us. And that helped feed the nonsense, in my opinion, that we're dealing with now, because they weren't charged with really having anything. They could just complain about what I just complained about, but not actually put forth a plan. We're still waiting for the concept of a plan to become a plan. It ain't coming, folks, because the plan is for us not to even have it. The plan is something akin to a eugenics model that says if you're favored, you'll be wealthy, and if you're wealthy, you'll have access, and if you're not favored, you shouldn't be here. And those of us with compassion and actually care about our fellow citizens, our fellow neighbors, and ourselves, we're not with that. So I'm saying, Democratic Party, third party, either one of you guys, please, we need, what is your Project 2028? Okay. We are so danger close to 2026 that I need y'all to keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. The lawsuits and trying to stand up and get in the way as best as you can. I need y'all to keep doing that, because that's all we got right now. Right. Let's do our best for you. Well, you guys do your best to make sure we actually have an election in 2026, and fight where you can to make it as fair as it can be, with a convicted felon as president, and the people he has around him that are literally taking advantage of him and not being good stewards of the power that's been placed at their hands. So we need a plan, right? We need a plan. And I'm saying we need a plan. I'm saying that as we, the disaffected Democratic voters, okay, the ones who are like myself, who have consistently voted Democratic, but have never really identified with the party because the party never really identified back to me. Okay, it didn't take care of the things that I prioritized. It was just less harmful than the alternative. And so that's how you captured my vote and how you've captured so many other people's vote. And we're now at a point where it's degraded so much that that's not enough anymore, right? And I'm talking about me, people like me who are avid voters. We vote every election. We participate in primaries. Some of us make sure we're interacting with candidates before the primaries even happen, right? I'm talking about people like me, but I'm also talking about people who have already given up on this process, who already look at it and say, man, this is so twisted and so broken. I can't even, I'm not even gonna waste my time with it. You got to get those people back too. And when I say you, I'm talking about Democrats or third party. Third party, you got your own issues, right? Like you guys, it's there's plenty of content out there with me complaining and criticizing third parties. But perhaps this is your time, third party. Perhaps this is your time because people like me are looking for somewhere to go. We don't want to stay with the Democrats because, in my view, it's time for the Democratic Party to go away. They've had their opportunity to show what they can do, and they've chosen that they don't want to do anything. They've chosen to not be aggressive fighters. They've chosen to hold on to this first through the door mentality of elder, like they're old, right? Like that. How's the all the leadership of your party like septenarians and octogenarians? You are not connected to your voters in any way. You can't use our technology. You don't speak our language. You don't have town halls. You're not accountable to us. You're only accountable to your comfort and making sure that your children and grandchildren are comfortable no matter what happens to us. And you'll play the game to seem like you're pulling for us, but you don't even talk to us. You don't know what we want. So your party is crumbling. It's falling apart. The young voters are pulling back and they're looking for something else. They're like, well, maybe I'll go third party. The active age, I guess you could say, people like me, people between like say 30 and 60, right? You're losing us because we're like, what was the trade-off? What was the benefit that we got for supporting you all these years just to be in this moment and you can't come up with anything? Anything. You don't have a plan. Your whole plan for the last, ever since 2012, your only plan has been oppose the Republicans. That's the whole plan. The whole plan. And that's a long time to be that sorry. So I'm looking for options. So this video series is about that. It's about that. It's not about me just complaining about Democrats. It's not about me just complaining about Republicans, because that's not going to solve anything. I will do some of it because it's true. I will do some of that because it informs you on why I'm saying what I'm saying. But what I'm really trying to do is throw some of my ideas out there, and maybe someone with the clout, someone with the pull will take it, build on it, and make it manifest in some way. So I'm going to talk about a number of things. Supreme Court reform, congressional reform. We're going to talk about economic factors. We're going to talk about social factors. We're going to talk about a number of different things. Here are my ideas. Here's what I would like to see happen. And hopefully it'll prick the ears of the right people, or it'll help us find where to go, because we need somewhere to go. And I've looked at the Green Party, and that's like a personality cult, but they at least have some good bones in their policy platform. I've looked at the America First. Is that what it's called? Justice for All party, and that's just like an act. I'm not impressed right now. I think they're a good spot for people like me to do like the Republicans are doing to the Democrats, right? Like the disaffected Republicans, the never Trumpers, they had to go somewhere. So they came to the Democratic Party, but they didn't join the party. What they did was they just kind of stepped in. And that's why you see a lot of our social media, our YouTube platforms are held by never Trumpers or former Republicans. And they're getting a lot of views from people like me because they are in that middle place. But they're trying to turn the Democratic Party into the Republican Party. So what you'll end up with is a Republican Party and MAGA. The Democrats are they just gonna fade away because they got no backbone. Right? They're too weak. They're too weak. They're too craven. So I don't want to be part of whatever that is. I don't want to be part of the new Republican Democrat Party. Right? I'm not a conservative. Right? I'm not intolerant of conservatism. That's fine. There's certain aspects of it I can respect, but it's not my politics, right? I'm the Bulwark. I like to watch a lot of their content mainly because of Tim and JVO, but I liked a lot of their content, but they're still conservatives, and you can tell it when you really start to get into things. You're like, whoa, you got some issues here with race. You got some issues here with Islam, right? Like you need to check on that. You need to fix that. It's reminding me that you're not actually a liberal for real, right? So anyway, but those are people you can work with, right? So I brought them up just as that example. Now I apologize for the little bit of a ramble here, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw out some ideas. We're going to talk through them. The videos I hope will be a lot more tailored or focused in on what I'm talking about than what I'm doing right now, because this is just me laying it out so you know where I'm coming from, right? I don't want to go into a third part. I don't mind working with a third party or even joining a third party if that party is actually interested in governing. It's actually interested in taking over seats at the local and the state and eventually the federal level for the express purpose of serving all of America, right? So that's red America, blue America, purple America, gray America, black America, white America, you name the Americas. I want a third party that actually cares about all of them. And the way to do that is you got to find the commonalities. And I plan to talk a little bit about that as well. We're not going to agree on a lot of things, but we can find some commonalities, right? It's in the best interest of America to reform our education system, K through 12 and through first 4 years of college, because that's how you invest in your nation. It's how you invest in your position. We have not invested in education, as an example, for the last 40 years. We've just been riding it out and letting it degrade over time so that now it's perfectly situated to be attacked by those who don't want us to be intelligent, who don't want us to be skilled. And it's also positioned in such a way that our competition around the world, while they were investing, we weren't investing. So now they're whooping our tail, right? Don't have to steal our ideas. No one wants to steal the ideas of the C grade student. They have their own ideas now. And we have to invest in our education so that we can go from being a C student to becoming an A student again, so that we can reassert ourselves on the global scale, on the global stage. And that only happens with intention. And I look at the Greens, they don't have a plan for it. I look at JFA, they don't have a plan for it. I'm not even interested in the American First or whatever that thing is, the Andrew Yang Party. I'm not even interested. So for real, if you were representative of that, I'm not impressed in the least bit. So it doesn't even matter what you what you say for the most part, because like, come on, man, for real. But the first two, the Greens and the JFA, I think if you are like me and you're looking for somewhere to go, these are places to consider, but they ain't ready yet. Like I said, you got the Greens, they're still wrapped around the spokes of Marion, and then you got the JFA, they're wrapped around the spokes of Cornell. And they feel very much personality cultish, much like they complain that MAGA is. You got your own personalities. You're not actually running a full platform of people with ideas. You are like fixated on a person and trying to push that down the throats of everyone. That's why a lot of us haven't left the Democratic Party yet, to be real with you, because at the Democratic Party, yes, they're a mess, right? But you don't have to fall in line with a personality to support the party. It's big enough, it's old enough that you can say, I ain't got no affection for Kamala Harris, but I do like Democratic policies, and she at least will represent the policies that I can tolerate and get behind. I can't say personally where I'm at right now, I can't say that about the two third-party options that appear to be the most realistic. But perhaps they are the parties that are best positioned for us to join. And instead of just tearing them down, we can start to help build them up. Perhaps. So that's what this is about. It took me a while to get to that point for you guys, because you probably came here because we were chatting on something else. But that's what it is, man. I want to go somewhere else. But nowhere else is worth going. But I don't know if I should go and lend my voice and ideas to it becoming better. Is it receptive to that? Is it somewhere I can do that? Or write them off and stay with this cluster of the Democratic Party? But I know there's ways you can work in there. Right? You won't change the whole entity because it's that corrupt and old, but it's so huge that you can still carve out your lane and make impacts, right? The progressives are doing that right now. They're not that good at it because of the headwinds that they have to run into, which is why I think a lot of the progressives may be where I am right now, where they're really trying to decide, do I need to be a progressive Democrat? Or do I need to be a progressive and go to one of these third parties where a lot of other progressives are kind of hanging out? So we're there. And I think what will help us decide which way to go is who has a plan for 2028. Not just from a political standpoint, but who has a plan for changing America into what America can hopefully be. I don't want what was. What was hurting my people. What was hurting people like me and people I care about. What was still horrible towards women. What was still horrible towards Black people, horrible towards brown people, right? Horrible to people with disabilities, horrible with people with health concerns. It was bad. It was bad back there. I don't want to go back there. And right now the Democrats are like, well, we can kind of take you back there. No, that's an make America great again without saying America great again. The Democrats are like, well, we can take you back to the 90s. And MAGA is like, I'll take you back to the 50s. Well, I don't want to go back to the 50s. That was horrible. I don't want to go back to the 90s. Because while, yes, I was a youth, so it was great as a teenager, it wasn't that good, right? The best opportunity, the best potential is always forward. Take what was good in the past, bring it forward and improve upon it. Take what was bad in the past, learn from it, and try not to bring it forward. So who's going to do that? I think I have some ideas. So stay with me. Hopefully I won't get bored and distracted again and move on to something else. But I actually have a few videos mapped out for my project 2028. So Theus' project 2028, Complex Mind, Simple Man. Stay tuned. It's coming. And I don't know, man. Hopefully people will pay more attention to it than they've done my prior content. But full disclosure, a lot of reasons people nobody knows my old content. It's because I record like once every 3 months. So that's on me. But hey, you sat through this far. I appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. Let's get the conversation going. I need somewhere to go. Someone tell me where to go, please.